Straight Sticky, how you doing? Straight Sticky, how you doing?
Can you just pull out the car at any time you have?
Yeah, but I just started the stream, buddy.
Oh, okay, it's fine.
But I want you to play. I want you to play basketball. I'll come down in a second, okay? Basketball. I'll come down in a second, okay? All right, so for anybody that's watching, the purpose of this live stream is I'm making a bunch of small tweaks so that I can get video, audio, restreaming, monitoring, everything, lighting, everything in a better condition so that I can start to do really effective live streams. That looks pretty good. All right. That looks dumb. I see people doing that all the time on YouTube, but it looks dumb. So, all right. So let me try to do a little test here. So this is an article about Equifax from Wednesday, September 27th. Today is November 4th, 2017. But I want to see what this looks like, what it sounds like. So here's an article from a couple of weeks ago about Equifax trying to turn the page on all of its problems. It's replacing its CEO when the board of Equifax convened last week to discuss the company's response to an enormous data breach. The 10 outside directors concluded that it was time for their hard-driving chief executive to step down. All right, so that's what that sounds like when I read an article. Now, I need to make a small adjustment to make those blue stripes in the background, go up and down. So I'm going to do that right now. All right? Stay still, everybody. Hi, Radio Ominamina. What I'm doing on this channel right now is I'm just making a bunch of little tweaks to my OBS setup and trying to figure out how this whole thing works. Oshiatark7, thank you for joining. And so there's I'm trying to get video, audio, restreaming, and the monitoring process working exactly the way that I want it, so that when I want to do a show, when I want to do a live stream, I can really hit the ground and not have to worry about all the little technical gory details and just have the thing ready to go. So I am sending out this signal from my computer. I figured out how to get a separate camera coming into my computer, and I'm restreaming it. Hey there, Oshiatark, I appreciate you joining. I mean, it's going to be a little boring for a couple of minutes. I'm just figuring out how this whole thing works. I appreciate the hearts. It's very nice of you. But I'm just making little tweaks. Like right now, the next thing I want to do is, you see those blue stripes behind me? I'm going to make a very small adjustment to the tripod setup and try to get those to be more parallel and a little bit more consistent looking in the background. So hang on a second while I do that, okay? And send up a couple of hearts if the audio is decent. That's another thing. Thank you. And once I get the background looking a little better, then I'll start working on the audio. Okay. So hang on a second, guys. I'm gonna be right back. I'm not going anywhere. Just fixing this up. And I'm monitoring this on a separate. I'm seeing what you see on a separate. I got a Apple iPhone set up here, so that when I make small tweaks, let me see what this does. Alan Mill, thanks for joining. I'm just in the process of setting this thing up, figuring out OBS. There's a lot to know. A lot of stuff to know. Let's see if this does any better. No, that's not better. Is that better? That's a little bit better. All right, let's see. Okay, that's a little bit better. One small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. All right. Anybody still watching? I'm just trying to figure this whole thing out here. That's better. Those blue lines look a little bit better now. Let me see if I get some lighting on here. I'm in a super well lit room, but let me just illuminate the background a bit. So now the background is well lit, but I'm not well lit, so let me see if I can fix that. So I have a few things that I'm going to be doing on my YouTube live, on my live stream. That's another thing. Another one of the things that I'm working on during this exercise here. Wow, it's like a 10 to 18 second lag between the time I do something and the time you guys see it on the stream. Whew. Okay, so I need to reorient. The camera a little bit. I need to move right a little more into the center of this thing. Not a big deal, little tweak. Here we go. All right, that's better. And then I need a little bit higher in the frame. Right? I need to be a little bit higher in the frame. All right, let me see what that looks like. There we go. Now I can either sit up straight, which I need to do, or I can raise the chair a little bit. All right, there we go. So now that's it. I'm just a tiny bit higher in the frame. Okay. All right, I'm a little bit higher in the frame now. Styrian I7, thank you for the hearts. I most appreciate that. I'm just making little tweaks to my setup here. A little bit higher in the frame now. Styrian I7, thank you for the hearts. I most appreciate that. All right, so let me know if this looks a little bit better than it did 5 minutes ago. I'm sitting a little bit higher in the frame. This is going to be like my main shot, and I'm going to have a title down there. Let me try to add another source to this scene. So add audio regard. Thank you. Let me try to add a media source, window capture, text, scene, media source, image. That's what I want. Create a new image. I'm going to call this the RBT logo. Hang on a second. This is going to get interesting. And then find it. What is it? I think it's on a different hard drive, but we're going to search for it. This is not ideal. Hello, people. This is me just trying to get all my settings organized in OBS and get things looking the way I want them to look. All right, let's see what that looks like. Hey, what's happening, Styrian? Just trying to figure things out here. In OBS, one step at a time, get video working, get audio working, get Restream working. I'm going to swing over now. Let me create a new scene, and it's going to be called Scene 2. And I'm going to add a source to that scene, and the source I'm going to add is browser. See you later. Thanks for joining. Browser source. Make the source visible. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Hello, Dr. Annie. How you doing? And I'm trying to figure out how everything works in OBS Studio, and frankly, that's not so simple. URL. Suppose I go to google.com. This doesn't exactly make sense to me. I'm going to take that out of there. Yeah, that's better. All right, so here's a story in the New York Times about why flood insurance is broken. But in order for me to make sense out of this, I got to see it the way you see it. Hey, RAOP3, what's happening? Thank you for joining. So I got Dr. Ratami. Thank you for joining. I'm figuring out how OBS works. So now I just switched between scenes. There we go. Is this guy? This guy's probably favored to win. I appreciate you guys joining. I'm just in the process of figuring out how OBS works and how I can make it work for me. What I'm going to do with it. It ain't simple. Oh, that's weird stuff. Okay, let's get out of that. Well, that's incredible. This is on YouTube and Periscope at the same time. And for $8 a month, I could put it on Facebook Live too. Well, that's incredible. This is on YouTube and Periscope at the same time. And for $8 a month, I could put it on Facebook Live too. But the mic is picking up a lot of background noise, so I gotta figure out what's going on with that. Well, let me try a couple of these settings here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The mic is picking up a lot of background noise, so I gotta figure out what's going on with that. Well, let me try a couple of these settings here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's try it this way. 10, 9, 8, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's try it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that looks fine.
I'm always on that night shift. Daddy,
What?
I have brain fog. Like my brain, it feels like I feel so lightheaded and it feels like I'm spinning.
Take aspirin, lie down for a while.
Also, can I take something?
No. CPU's running at about 58%. It's been streaming for 30 minutes. This is interesting. That looks absolutely ridiculous.
I already have 4 tests next week.
It's a lot. Hello, Conyo Miser. People are popping in here. Yeah, it's a live stream. Me figuring out the settings in OBS. It's just I'm figuring out the settings in OBS until it looks good.
No. Oh, okay. What's that video?
This is live on YouTube. This is live on Periscope at the same time.
So Periscope is more synced?
Periscope, yes, Periscope is closer to live than YouTube is.
Okay.
That is absolutely correct. But that way I can monitor that they're both actually on right now, which is kind of cool.
Wow. We gotta go to work.
All I do is work. All I do is work. All I do is work. See me, I'll be work. Okay, that's got to get fixed. Okay, these are the kinds of little things that I'm figuring out about OBS. All I do is work. It's kind of more red when I watch it on YouTube. How gauche. All right, come here, Ella. Look at this. All right. So this is how it's going out. This is how it comes out on YouTube.
Oh, this is how it comes out on weird.
This is how it comes out on Periscope. That's how it's coming out of the camera. And this is one scene, and this is another scene. So I can go back and forth. I can create more scenes. But like, this would be my scene for explaining what I'm going to talk about today. So today I'm reading the newspaper, and Equifax apparently is trying to get rid of their CEO. So when the board of Equifax convened last week to discuss an enormous data breach, the 10 outside directors concluded that it was time for the hard-driving chief executive to step down, right? So now let's go to the New York Times and actually take a closer look at that article. And then from here, I can show them what is actually going on. All I do is work, 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 work. And that's how it's going to look. And now that I'm on that page, you still see me in the corner. You see the Red Blue Talk logo at the bottom. And you see I'm talking about the New York Times. All right? So that's a good first lesson. I'm going to take a break. All right? I created 2 scenes and 3 sources. And I got to work on some more. More scenes, more sources, so that I can really get a good flow going on this thing. Workflow is everything. With video, workflow is everything. Don't look at the monitor, look at the camera. Workflow is everything. So that's the end of the live stream for today. Thank you for tuning in, for those of you that did tune in live. And I'll try to make some more sense of this as I go. I'll come back on here a little bit later and do a little bit more. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.